leave it at the bottom the whole time. That's a nice song I'm listening to. I agree. I heard that he's a decent singer, that guy. Am I teaching Thrive this weekend? No, I'm not. Hey Barb, how are you? Okay. So I put the... It's so weird listening to myself. Because I kind of slightly don't like to, but it is good to promote. But this part kills. My day's been good. I'll give you guys an update on anything I've been doing. But I can't miss this moment, so hold on. Doing good. How are you? Hey G, how are you? Hey Anna, how are you? How about the end to the... Hey cutie Sunny, how are you? Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I love this. I really loved creating the new EP. So it was an exciting release. You know, it's so funny. I always tell everyone, I never push Sleeping with a Stranger a lot because it's so hard to sing. So I'm like, my luck will be that that's the song that blows up and I have to sing that everywhere, and I'm going to be like, fuck it. The song is so hard to sing. It's just so big. It takes the life out of my lungs. Thank you, Carrie. Hey Raylan, how are you? I end up hurting someone else. Oh, thank you, Alma. Hey Renee, how are you? Hi Lisa. If you've been talking to me on WhatsApp, it's not me, just so you know. There's a lot of people who create these fake accounts on Google Hangouts and stuff, and WhatsApp, it's not me, just so you know. I don't want you to get caught up in something. Hey Monique, I'm sorry. SSDS for life, who is that? Thank you, Love Bug Mom. Oh, thank you, Marie. I had so much fun doing that video with my mom. It really was such a incredible memory. Am I a model? No, I'm a singer. He really came through for all of us moms. Wait, so I have such a funny story about the mom song that I need to share with you guys. Right after this, I'll share it. Aw, Kaylin's mom. Hi, how are you? Okay, so you guys, on my last EP, I don't know if everyone knows this in here, but I just put out an EP and I did this song for my mom. It's this one. Right, so I was super excited about this release, and so glad that you're mine. Alright, so I was really excited about this release, for the song for my mom, and I was like, oh my god, this is such perfect timing because it's around Mother's Day on top of it, you know what I mean? And I was like, I'm going to release it the week before Mother's Day so I could really, flood that whole week, with, the record, and just, I wanted to do a TikTok takeover of moms. I just wanted, more than anything from my For You page just to be flooded with, everybody celebrating their moms, right? Or someone in their life that is, close to them, like a mom. So I start posting a lot, and I'm starting to notice, it's not really, moving as fast as I thought it was, And I find out as I'm scrolling how many people actually don't like their moms. I was blown the fuck away. I was like, oh my god, even this? Even moms, we don't like moms anymore either? And I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I don't think the song is gonna go too far. And she goes, why? I said, I've been scrolling TikTok and so many people don't like their moms. She was like, holy fucking shit. And, it's funny, I just said, no one's life is perfect, everyone, goes through things, and, moms at the end of the day, just like everybody else in life, they're not perfect, they're people, and I feel like now everybody takes every little thing that's, going on in their life, and when one thing doesn't go wrong with something, you're like, my mom, even I notice a lot with with kids, I feel like they turn 17, 18 and they have this kind of distant relationship with their mom because they're growing up, I had such a hard relationship with my mom and I need space from her because, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I get that, but I feel like we live in a world now where everyone's when people say oh, you get rid of people in your life that are toxic, you do this, but sometimes in life you do also have to try to make amends because I just feel like a lot of people do that, and then when their mother passes, unfortunately, or something happens, then they're upset that they didn't have this relationship, and then everyone's like, it's okay, you had to do, and I'm like, okay, but you're playing devil's advocate, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I always tell this to people, even my own friends, if they're fighting with their moms and stuff, I'm like, I get it. And your mom's getting older. I'm just your mom is the way she is. She's not going to change at a certain age. So you either learn to love and appreciate it and fix it or do what you can. Because otherwise then you're going to go back and then it's going to be too late and your mom's not going to be there. And what was the point of doing that, I just feel like we live in such a world now where everyone's you're just trying to almost I don't like it somewhere, so I'm going to move because my problems are here. But your problems are going to follow you wherever you go in life, if I lived in New York, right, and I was oh, I just couldn't stand, that doesn't mean that whatever I'm going through is not going to change when I move to another place, People are oh, I'm leaving this place because the people here are toxic. But there's going to be toxic people everywhere, you have to sometimes learn to figure things out. I just feel like everyone is so like, we live in like this new like time where, I don't know, some things are hard for me to like, I just feel like I go back into my life, like I'm thinking to myself, like my life as a child was not perfect by any means, you know what I mean? But like you like, I don't think anyone's is, you know? And now I feel like everyone tries to brainwash you now and be like, yes, that was what you went through, like, fucked you up mentally. And I'm like, okay, but didn't everyone go through shit? You know? I'm like, yeah, I mean, my parents always had, you know, a very strained relationship, and it definitely made me in my life, like, not, like, always want to be, like, in a you know, people like that, like, I can't wait to get married and stuff. I was always like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And definitely had a little effect on me, you know what I mean, from, like seeing that. But I also feel like I did the opposite, and I can learn from it, you know, like, I watched what my parents did that worked and didn't work, and I feel like if I ever did get married, or when I am with the person I'm with, I would have learned from their mistakes and make me a better person, versus being like, I had childhood trauma and this is why I'm fucked up. And it's like, we're fucked up because we make our own, you know what I mean, choices and stuff too, and that's part of life, you know, and you have to go through them and fix them. I just feel like, you know, there's like, I would never, like, want my parents, like, blame my parents for something or make them feel that way, because I know that they did their best, you know? And, like, it wasn't perfect, but it was the best, it was their best, you know? And everyone, that's life, you know? Like, no one's perfect. I just wish there was so much I always want to say, like, on my TikTok, but I know that, like, people will misinterpret it a different way, and I don't take away from people who have gone through, like, a lot of things in their life, you know, and awful things that people have gone through. Like, I would never take that away from people, but I also do feel like, you know, there's, like, we also have to realize that no matter what, our life isn't going to be a fairy tale, you know, like, that's not real, you know, we can't have this, like, you're never not going to fight with your spouse, you're never not going to, like, have an argument with someone, that's not like how life is ever going to be. But it's about how you can navigate through that, you know. It's like, I feel like they teach kids in school now, like, the second, like, your mom yells at you or anything, like, people are like, kids are like, you can't yell at me like that. You can't speak to me like that. If you want me to respect you, mom, you must respect me. And I'm like, no. Because, like, you're not wise enough to think that. Like, you think that you're wise enough because that's, like, what they're brainwashing people to want to believe, but you're really not. You're only 14, 15 years old. Yes, you have feelings. Yes, your feelings are valid, but you're not, like, you're not an adult yet. Like, you haven't gone through what your parents have gone through, so you might think that you're right, but, like, you don't, your parents have lived so much more than you have, you know what I mean? So, like, So anyways, going back to my song, I love doing the song by my mom because I thought about, like, when I was creating this record, I was like, you know, a lot of people say things when it's too late, you know, like, you're like, I wish I would have done this, and I wish I would have had this memory, you know what I mean? So, like, people write songs a lot, right, when someone passes away, and I'm always like, we're always not celebrating, but we're always like, I'll give you an example. My dog passed away, right, 2 weeks ago, and my mom was like, I couldn't believe how many comments I got on the dog passing. And I'm like, I know. It's actually sad. Like, we're there for people when there's a death or when something's bad, but really people aren't there for you when something's good. You know, so, like, my dog passes away and I have 1,000 comments. But when I've worked so hard to put out a single or an album or something that's special and something that's actually exciting that I want to celebrate, there's no one, it's so many less people. So it's like, everyone's there to be like, I'm so sorry, like, which is very nice, like, thank you for your condolences, but why don't we celebrate, like, good things, you know? Why is it, like, that people come together when someone dies, but, like, you don't come together for something that's joyful? I just feel like it's so crazy to me that no one, like, people don't really notice that. I notice it so much because, you know, it's just like, it's just bizarre to me, you know, like, we're always it's like, even like when people are fighting, people fighting, and then someone passes away, and then all of a sudden they're fine. And I'm like, right, but you could have been fine the day after if you guys just spoke about it and spoke it through. You know what I mean? Because it's stupid to like be fighting. Like, it's for what? So when I created the song for my mom, I kept thinking, like, I always wanted to wait for things. Like, I always like, okay, when I'm really, really famous, when I've made it really big, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, And then I started to get nervous, like, what happens if that's too late, Like, why wouldn't I just do it now? And it's even like with my music a lot. Like, I want to save things for the right time, but like, when really is the right time? Like, I'm always like, well, this record's so good, so I need to save it for when I'm bigger, or I have more of an audience, or more of this, and then it's kind of like, yeah, but what happens if, there's no, we don't know what the next day brings us. So, anyways, that's why I really haven't been on the TikTok app much, because I just really, honestly, I feel like I scroll and I just can't, I can't stomach it anymore. And I don't want to say what I want to say, because then people get so mad and they're like, think that I'm like being mean, and because everybody just wants to be like sob story together, and it's just like, I just can't even scroll to look at it because it makes me so aggravated. So I'm like, it's better if I'm not there. I know it's important for me to be there because it's great for my career and it's a great tool to connect with people, and you know what I mean, for people to get to hear my work and get discovered. So I do my best to be like, okay, I know I have to, but I just can't, I can't scroll and just look at all just the drama in the high school shit, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's crazy. I want to hear this. And it's so fascinating how much people love it, That's what's really fascinating. That's why I'm I can't be on this, because I'm really one out of the minimal here. It's more like Dr. Phil and Judge Judy. Oh, I'm so glad you love the EP. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, anyways, what I've really been working on lately is just trying to kind of create new music and, figure out how to put it out and get more exposure to it and stuff. And so, I've been trying to connect with different people and, kind of see. I was supposed to go on a tour, and it's not happening now. So that kind of messed up my vision for what I was going to do. So, now it's just kind of figuring out the next steps of that. So that's been a little stressful, because I was really hoping for that. I wanted more than anything just to go back out and perform. And so, that definitely sucked. And just, it's hard. I was talking to my friend, who's also a singer, and he was like, yeah, people don't get it. You open up for someone, you wind up spending $3,000-$4,000, you know what I mean, just in one night, because by the time you've brought either someone to play the music with you, 2 band members, no band members, dancers, whatever it is, you're still paying people, and travel and hotel, and it's just crazy, and so it's so difficult to get it to all work together. But figuring it out, I've got some ideas up my sleeve. Thank you, Phoebe. Virtual concert, it just takes so much to put it together, and honestly, so stressful to sell the tickets and get enough people. It's like everything is. I swear, like everything is such a job. Even cover to my EP, right, or my like last single to "Loving Myself" it was like my last song that I did before this EP, and people were still commenting on that, and I'm like, oh my god, I put that song out 3 months ago. So like it's so hard to like I don't know, like just even with the videos and stuff and getting people. That's why really I have my fan pages and my text number, and I always tell people text me because it's so easy for me to send out updates on my text. Because then, like, when I have a concert coming up, or when I have new merch, or when I'm doing something, I'll send a text out. So if you miss the post, you know what I mean, on my TikTok or Instagram, at least you'll still get, you know what I mean, get to know, see what I'm doing, because the internet is so flooded with so much. So, like, to constantly figure out new ways, like, to keep all of my pages running and get the, like, drive everything to it well, it's like, it's so much work. So, text me. I don't know if I can't say the text on here, right? Because it'll like stop. It'll mess up my thing. Do I ever get tired of expectations of who people want you to be versus who you really are? Wow, that's an amazing, incredible question. Oh my God, absolutely. I think that people, have this expectation of what they want to see me as, Frankie, look this way, your hair must be like this, you know what I mean? Like, this is the light that we want to see on you, this is the outfit that we want you to be in, this is the songs we want you to sing, this is the personality we want you to have today, we want you to be happy, we want you to be, all the things, and it's like, it's not that easy. So it's definitely, a struggle a lot because, just trying to survive. You just start watching me, so let's see what I have in store. Uh-oh. Oh, you love Stuck on You. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll play some of my songs in the background in case anyone has never heard them. Frankie. They're at 800,000 almost. So that'll be exciting. But I love this record. It's one of my favorites still. I should have never believed. Hair's getting long. Yeah, it is really long right now. When you're not around, you can't save that love for somebody else. I did write the Mother's Day song, yes, with 2 other people that I write a lot of my records with. I actually just wrote a new song this afternoon, 2 hours ago. You just got married? Oh, congratulations. It's funny because I can't believe you said that, because the song I wrote today is about how fun it is to be single. So I don't know if it's the right one for you. Or maybe it is. I have already 3 or 4 new songs that I've done for my new EP that I want to release in September. But I might release them as singles first instead. I haven't decided, but I do already have about 4 songs for it, 3 to 4. Oh, thank you, Jackie. The songs aren't done, they're just kind of ideas right now with just just demos, so it takes a while to really complete them and put them fully together, but I'm really excited about the records, and there's a lot of great songs that I've created. So dating is tough. I don't know. I don't go on dates. I couldn't tell you. It's the only thing to do. Cause I had to face the truth. Are they fast or slow? Right now, it's two fast and one slow and one like slowish. It'll wind up being, when I'm done, about 3 fast, 2 mid-tempo, 2 ballads, 7 songs. So, if I can make it all happen, that's my goal right now. I think you guys are really gonna love them, though. I really do. Why don't I go on dates? Well, one, I'm the kind of person that, like, I guess I chase my dream like people chase love. Obsessively, you know? I get, like, so I guess that's how I could relate it to it. Like, I'm, like, obsessed with, like, reaching my dream, kind of like how people are obsessed with, fuck, a rash there. People are obsessed with finding their person, you know, someone they're going to spend their life with. So it's funny because your tattoo, yeah, I'd love to see it. But for me, love, I believe it's more like, I don't know, I feel like if it's gonna just happen the way it's supposed to, you know, so I don't really, like, chase it. If something came along and I was, like, swept off my feet, I would be like, all right. It's so funny because a lot of people recently have messaged me, and they're like, I really think that you should slow down and find love, and I'm like, you know what it is? Because I'm not, I feel like because I have the thing that people look for, you know, like in life, like I have the thing that drives my passion. And so to me, love is like putting icing on a cake. It's like, if you find it and you're with the person that completes you, like it's absolutely amazing. But I also don't think that people have to be in such a rush for it, because there is a part in life you do have to figure out a love for yourself and find, you know, enjoyment in that, you know, because there is also a world that's beautiful about being single, you know. I think that there's parts of both that are amazing. So I think that if you're in a relationship, or if you're not, if you're single, you have to learn to like love and enjoy that. And if you're in a relationship, you know, you get to enjoy what that brings you as well. Because I think there's like pros and cons to both, you know. It's very rare for people to find like the perfect person, you know, like some people really have, but a lot of people struggle to find it, you know. That's why they're in and out of so many relationships, because, you know, like it's hard, you know, to find someone that you really want to be with every single day and live with, and you know what I mean, like it's a lot. I just feel like for me, I personally like to come home and like not have someone actually, because I like my space and I do like my personal time, and you know, just be able to like be zen for a minute, you know. But I also feel like if you come home to the right person and you're excited for that, you know, like you can't wait to get home and see this person. I just don't feel like, for me, like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I haven't had that yet, so I don't know. I also feel like I'm really behind in life with things, you know? Like, for me, like, I feel like my 30 is other people's 22. So, like, I feel like I could see myself more, like, in love or married in, like, my 40s. I don't feel like I see it for myself now. I just don't. So... But we'll see. It's hard when you think you found a person that's not good. You know, I think that, like, a lot of people struggle with that because, you know, they think they found their person, they're in love, and, like, maybe that person has left them or, you know, hurt them or cheated on them or whatever it is, and they, you know, can't understand because they feel like that's my person. But that's what I always tell people. It's also so important to be able to survive on your own. You know, a lot of people get out of a relationship and they trying to get right into the next one. You know, it's like you have to learn to be your own person so that you can be loved and respected that way, because people will walk all over people that they know need them or rely on them. You know, when you're in a relationship and you are fully you and this is who you are and this is, you know what I mean? I feel like the love is different because you're not forcing it or, you know what I mean, trying to like beg to bring it on. I don't think it's about like being selfish, because when you love someone, like when people are in love, like it is a two-way street and you have to work together. But like I do feel that, you know, there has to be a sense of like self-worth, you know, and I feel like a lot of people feel their self-worth only comes from someone else, you know, and then when it doesn't go the way they want it to, they're just like, you know what I mean, devastated. And so, you know, you gotta, it's definitely work. It's like a heartbreak times 10. That's so funny that this song is on the background. I didn't do that on purpose. You're accepting the world's agenda of being okay to be alone and be okay to a single life fest. So you mean like that the world is like pushing that? And you believe in relationships? Tell me. Kind of interested now. Oh, Stacy, we love you too. Why so many single people and no families? Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. This is my thing. I don't believe that people should get married so quick because they want to have kids and have families. Because what I feel that is a lot of people rush into this. They're not with the person they were meant to be with. They're not ready to be a parent. And then you're not giving a child the life that they deserve either. So for me, it's like, just because you have kids doesn't mean that you're ready to, or that you're ready to be a parent. Because I've seen a lot of parents who aren't ready to really take on that job. And so for me, like, if I'm in a relationship, I need to know that I can, you know, fully be in that relationship. And if I'm going to be a parent, I want to be a present parent and really be there for, you know, this child. And I feel like, you know, if you can't do that, then, you know, then you shouldn't, because you're not ready to do it, you know, and that's like you're taking on something that's huge. You know, I just feel like, you know, if when you're ready to do that, it'll then you'll do it. I don't believe in like, that there's like a single. I actually think the opposite. I think the world's previous agenda was like the way that I grew up was everybody was like, you grow up, right? And then as soon as you hit like 21, 22, you have to start finding the person you're going to be with, and you need to get married and have kids, because that is what the agenda of the world was. Like, that is what everybody was like focused on, you know, get married, have kids. And I think that my generation, like people that were born like early 90s, like late 80s, I think that we grew up with that embedded in us. And so that's where a lot of people my age, like in people that are in their late 20s and stuff or early 30s, you know, are so like messed up, because it's like we're not doing what the previous generation did by, you know, getting married so fast and having kids, you know, and figuring out life, you know, actually in, you know, in a different way. And I feel that, you know, I just think that, like, for me, I don't feel like I have this pressure where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I would have got married and have kids. Because I think a lot of people get married and have kids, and then when they are in their late 40s or 50s, go back in time and wish that there was so much more that they could have done. They want the guys to see perfection in women. They want to see a... So I think that people go back like in their late 40s and 50s, and they're like, there's so much in their life that they wish they could have done, or, you know what I mean, dreams that they didn't accomplish or things they couldn't achieve. And then so for me, I feel like a lot of people I feel raise their kids with them digging into like their kids to be what they wanted to be, because they couldn't do that. You know, because now you're putting that onto your child, like, I want to be a dancer, so now I'm going to push my kid like crazy to be a dancer because that's what I wanted to be. And I feel like you weren't satisfied in your life. And I feel like if you were fulfilled and then you have kids and you get married, you know what I mean, whatever it is, I feel like you would parent differently, because you're coming from a different place of love and not pain or regret. So, you know, I just think that there's so many, you know, pieces to it. And again, sometimes people get pregnant unexpectedly, and they, you know what I mean, like, and they're very young, you know, 19, 20, and they're like, I'm gonna have this kid, and they do become an incredible parent, and they are amazing to their kids and stuff, you know, and you know, that's amazing. But I don't think that that's everyone in general, you know. In years, I have no idea what it's going to be like. A lot of like new ideas and stuff usually, because I'm more like of an old school kind of person. I just think that you know, I think, you know, I just don't feel like marriage and children is, I don't think that if you didn't get married and you didn't have kids, you're a bad person, or you're like, you know, against something, you know. As I feel like that is a brainwash thing more. Like, you, in order to be, you know, like, it's like people say, you haven't lived your life until you've had a kid. You don't know what true love is until you've had a child. You know, it's like 100%, like, was meant to be a mom. Like, she just has like the nature and like I can't explain it. Like, I just know, you know. But then there's some people that I'm like, I don't know if that was that's what you should have been doing. So, anyways, my thoughts on love with children. And again, like, I think that it's different for everybody, you know, and that's why I feel like people have to, you gotta do for you. Like, when I say less and I just smile and do what people want me to do, that attracts them more to my stuff. And like when I really speak and stuff and say things, I feel like I always feel like because people don't want to hear the truth a lot, you know, they just are like, no, shut the fuck up, smile, dance for me, look good, stare into the camera and call it dead. I don't want to hear anything else. And that is TikTok, my friends. Kidding, I love TikTok. I do love it for a lot of things. I'm not putting it down for real. Things like this are amazing. Being able to connect with so many people that, you know, from all over. But I do wish that the app would push more beneficial things and more things that, like I wish that they would push things, like especially for like younger like kids and stuff that are a little bit more, you know, have more substance to it. So like if I had a meeting with them and they could ask me one thing, I guess that's what I would say, you know. Because I feel like a lot of, like, I don't know, I just feel like it needs a little, you know, a little cleanup on the For You page. Hey, Sophie. What am I drinking? Oh, just some coffee that I had left over. Kelly. Oh, thanks, Cece. Thank you, Kathleen. You know, I just realized what happened to my Z-Mob thing, my Patreon thing that was on the bottom. It went away. These lives, do I look that tired all the time? Because I don't feel like I do, but sometimes I get a complex over that. So if I get that question all the time, though. People are always like, are you tired? You know, it's funny. You think the ring light makes it... See, and I feel like I put it on so that people could see me better. Is like that better? Oh, I got a hat. Thank you. Is that light better for everyone? I just try to make it clear. Anyways, if you guys haven't seen my Mother's Day video, make sure you go to YouTube and check it out. It's my new music video. Now I look tired because I just wiped my eye, my allergies. It's you just type in Frankie Zolfarino, and then once you type it in, it's under my mama MAMA, but once you type my name in, it'll come up. But let's see. Ask me a good question. Who, guys, is everyone on here on my Patreon page? Oh, Donna, I saw the video that you posted. That was so sweet. I'm so glad she loved it. Wow, a lot of Patreons on it up in here. That's crazy. Sick. I'm gonna do a new post tonight on there. I'm not doing any, No, I'm wondering what I did to have you show up on my feed. I don't know. Was it a good decision or a bad decision? I'm not doing any other music videos for my Yes, VIP Patreon. I'm not doing any more music videos for the rest of my EP. Just for honestly, the real fact of they cost so much money, and the return on it really isn't, like, meaning there is no return on it, but if it got, thousands and hundreds of thousands of views, and I felt like so many people were going in to watch it, I would do more. But I don't feel like it's bringing, anything to it. So from a business standpoint, it's kind of like, okay, you spent all this money on your music videos, and then for what? So I'm not going to do any more music videos to the rest of the EP. So I'm really just focused right now on recording new songs for my new EP, and that cost a fortune in itself. And so I have to pick and choose, with certain things, new music or music videos to the other stuff. So Paul, I can't even put that video out because I never got the correct license to this record. So hey Rebecca, how are you? Hey Tammy, how are you? Can I release Love Girls? I forgot I did that. I never did a full version of it. I'm tired. So I don't know, because I'm working on putting out more original music, and so I have to pick and choose with the records of what I do, because they do cost so much per each song to record and remake and stuff. How long have I been making music for? My own, probably about 10, 11 years now. Let me see if I have the Love Girls on here, what I did of it. Funny, her hair is kind of wild and free. Oh, love grows where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows. That's a nice song, though. It's calming. She talks kind of lazy. People say she's crazy, and her life's a mystery. Oh, but love grows where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows like me. Mm-hmm. It's a very calming song, the piano of this. I like that. She talks kinda lazy. People say she's crazy, and her life's a mystery. Maybe I'll do a song off my EP, similar to that vibe, more calming. I'm going to be doing Zoom calls again. If I do them, I'll definitely have them do them on my Patreon. So I'll make sure that you guys get first dibs of them. We're doing the yacht in the summer song. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? I don't know. It'd be fun if we could figure it out. Could you imagine all of us on a yacht for a music video? Do you feel like the older you get, the harder it is for your career? No, because I think it was just always the same for me. It's always been the same hard, the same level of hard, I think. yeah, I feel like I think the only thing like with the older I get is like that I put more pressure on it for myself because I get nervous because I'm like, oh God, like what am I gonna do? So like that more than anything, you know. But I feel like I always like even like when I was like 19 and 20, I was always trying to entertain the people that were my age, you know, like I was always trying to entertain teenagers or, you know, and it's funny because even like if I was still 20, 21, I think that it still wouldn't be my crowd, like that wouldn't be my fan base, you know. I don't think I fit really in with like that age demographic. Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely fucking scary, though, that's for sure. The thought of the future. I'm good, how are you? Hey, Ange, how are you? Cleveland, Ohio, what's up? Am I interested in performing at casinos? Oh my God, am I in a relationship? You missed my whole live. That's all I talked about for like an hour. I'm really not... you know what it is, even with the casinos, like, because I've done that before, I just... you get kind of stuck then in that world, and, you know, it's... I feel like I've done it before, so I like to do it again. Hey, Ash, how are you? You know, to do it again, I'm like... you know, I want to do new things and have new goals and stuff, so... not that I would be opposed to it, you know, but I just don't know if I would do it like... Hey, Em. Hey, Maxine, how are you? I didn't see you on here. Are you on my Patreon? Delrina. It's funny, I did the casinos when I was like 24, 25. And, the issue is that it's wound up being the same people, you know what I mean? Because when I was doing Atlantic City, it's like you're just getting the same crowd. And you're not really allowed to sing too much of your own music because they want you to sing, you know, more of the songs that, you know, is more like Vegas-y vibes. So, I definitely would, you know, would do it. It's just I wouldn't do it like I would love to do it Las Vegas if, you know, I had a choice. That I would do because at least then people are seeing me from all over the world because new people keep going there. So, like, Vegas would be fun. Not doing really, honestly, any shows right now, Ange, because I've just had to pick and choose with, you know, certain things, like, with what I've got coming up, and I really want to keep releasing music, and, you know, I just had this other EP drop, and then, I want to hire a new PR company, so I've been working on that, because I think it's really important for me to get new exposure. How can we create a Magic Mike show when it just has me? And, you know, it's so funny, I've been telling people that I would love to do a movie like that, where, like, that's kind of like the theme of the movie, but the soundtrack is all of my own songs, because I've never seen, like, them do that with a guy, you know? And I'm like, it would be a fucking blockbuster hit, come on. Not many people can hump the floors like I can and sing. That's a fucking talent.